This is Sean Swink here, and I'm going to talk to you guys today about looking the part. A lot of times, people do various things in life, and they never really understand why some things don't work. I've met people that are the smartest and most brightest people in the world. But in many cases, they are the people that are less intelligent because they are running into situations where their one-dimensional thought system does not give them the edge to get to their desired destination. So, one thing that I noticed over the years from me paying attention to people in relationships, people in business dealings, is the power of a strong image. Now, when I say this, I am not saying that a person can't achieve a level of success with an image that is, or that could be considered a normal image. But I am saying that the results that they have to work years for, maybe 10 years to achieve, they can achieve those same results in a matter of 3 years if they added a layer to whatever they're doing as far as dating or business, if they added the layer of a strong image. I think if everyone thought about this from an advertisement standpoint, when there's a Super Bowl game, these companies pay thousands upon thousands of dollars to get a commercial ad somewhere in the Super Bowl because they know that millions of people all over the world are going to be watching the Super Bowl game, right? So anyone can do a commercial in the Super Bowl game. If you have the money to put down, you pay it, they give you a commercial slot. I could come up there and say, hey, Confidence Community, 2-second spot, boom, I paid thousands of dollars for it. Everybody's going to see Confidence Community. But I don't know if you guys recognize, but these commercials that they actually do for the Super Bowl, they are crazy. Like, they do some of the funniest ones, or they do some of the most sexual ones, or they do like different ones that do like plays on words and like all kinds of like crazy things that they do. They don't do that just to entertain us, even though we're all entertained by them, or, you know, we debate on which one was the best commercial and all that. The reason why they do that is because they have a goal that they want to achieve, to draw people to them. And in order to draw people to them, they focus very hard on presenting a strong image that will not be forgotten. So I apply that same thing to life in general. Whatever I'm doing with business, or whatever I'm doing with the relationship that I am, or the relationship that I have with people, or the relationship that I may have with my girlfriend, I try to present an image to them when I interact with them that is like a commercial in a Super Bowl ad that is going to close them to buy whatever I'm selling. It's just smart to do that. And I think people do that if they're in advertising, because in advertising, they teach you, you have to make some kind of splash that's going to resound in the heart of the people. So it'll go from their heart to their head, and it'll go to their hand to their pocket and buy stuff from you, So it's the same thing in life. I'll use my relationship, for example. I always look at it like, I don't have to be the best looking guy always. If I go somewhere, I want to be dressed very well, but I know that there are other very strong, solid alpha men that will be out there that's going to dress well also. Their choice of clothes that on that particular day can be better than mine. I'm very secure, so I'm absolutely fine with that. I'll compliment a guy when he's holding it down, doing his thing. But one thing you'll never find is, if there are 5 men that are well dressed in an environment, I will always be one of them. And that's not saying it from an arrogant standpoint. It's just, I realize the power of a strong image. I realize that when I'm with my girl, she wants to be proud of her man. She wants to see me and say, yeah, that guy right there, who's everybody's complimenting him on his bow tie or whatever, that's my man right there. That's my boyfriend. So it makes her feel good and makes her feel powerful and accomplished to have a great man next to her. I take pride in that, I take pride in the fact that she can point at me and say that my man's very well dressed. And it resounds in her heart that she's made the clothes on the proper deal. And the deal that she closed on was my heart, So, and she can look at me proudly and say, that's him. That's the one I was telling you about. And I'm representing her very well because of my image. And when I say image, I'm not just speaking of how you're dressed, but how you carry yourself, how you interact with people, you being able to converse with another person without filling the blanks with a bunch of curse words, you being able to just interact with anybody regardless of their social class. That's an image. That's the image that people see or they hear when they interact with you. That's your advertisement. So when I'm with my girl, I advertise that she selected a great guy. Same thing when I'm in business. When I show up to do business, I'm dressed proper. I'm dressed very well. I have on a nice suit. I have on a nice tie. So the people that do business with me, I'm a reflection of how I look on the outside is a reflection of how I'm going to do business. Things are going to be in order. I'm going to make sure I'm effective. And when they see me, they say, oh, this guy looks successful. I want to do business with him. Not to say that you will be successful because you're dressing well, but you don't put your shoes on without tying the laces. You put them on and you tie the laces. You do the finished product. And one strong point to your finished product is a strong image. What you can do is think about the image that you have in your mind of a powerful business type. Whether you're male or female, what's the image in your eye of what you would want to look like? Or the type of person you want to do business with, what do they look like? Whatever that image is in your mind and whatever image of success you see on them in your imagination, that's what you should become. The same thing with the dating relationship. If you want to, when you think about as a woman, the type of woman that you see and you say, wow, that woman is fascinating. She is extraordinarily beautiful. Don't just compliment her. Pay attention to what she does, how she dresses, how she wears her pieces, and you emulate that and you become that thing. And when you become that, from you doing that on a consistent basis, you'll start to develop your own style. And the results that she gets, you'll get. A lot of women complain about not getting attention from men or getting attention from the wrong men. And it really boils down to what image are you presenting? Same thing for a guy. Certain women won't approach certain men. Like if you're dressed very well, your shoes are your shoes are polished, your nails are looking good, your hair is good, you're manicured, you're getting facials and doing all that cool stuff to make yourself very presentable. There's a certain level of woman that will never say one word to you. And she's disqualified herself by you showing up and being who you are. And the women that are in that particular realm that you're presenting, they will be more accustomed to approach you. And it's also the vice versa. Like if you're dressed like a bum and you're out in an environment where the women are very classy, or they dress very well, or they carry themselves a certain way, you'll be intimidated to have a conversation with those women because, in your imagination, you're not on their level because you're dirty. You just came from, wrestling in mud or whatever you may be. And of course, there are exceptions to the rule, because there are people that are confident enough to approach whoever, whenever, and do whatever. But ultimately, your image would sell you more than you being there as a bum, because if you are there as a bum, then you have to accentuate other things like your ability to converse, or your ability to have fun and be silly and have a good time, which can be an attractor as well. But that job will not be as hard for you to interact with someone if you just took the time to invest in your image. And part of investing in your image is making sure your hygiene is good. Go to the dentist, get those teeth whitened. Make sure you're smelling good. If you don't know how to style yourself, then hire a stylist. Or call us at Confidence Community. We will definitely take the time to make you the best dressed person in the world. And not only will you be dressed well on the outside, but we'll give you inner confidence so you're dressed well on the inside also. If you don't have a stylist, or you can't get a stylist, then look at those magazines that you go through every day, and whatever you see in those magazines, go buy that stuff for yourself. And if you don't have a lot of money, that's okay. You can go to a thrift store and grab an old pair of jeans that are kind of raggedy, and you make sure you take them to the cleaners, get them all cleaned out for you. You can go to cleaners and they can take stuff in for you for a couple of dollars and make the jeans fit you the proper way. And, you can go get some, t-shirt from some inexpensive place and make sure that fits you well. Nice belt, nice shoes, put on a hat, and you're ready to conquer life. But make sure everything you're wearing is clean. Make sure it fits right. Just because you bought it off the rack doesn't mean it was made for you. If something that you buy off the rack is too big, because when they sell stuff off the rack, they make it in a box because they don't know you personally. So thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people can buy this one garment. That's how they're thinking. So they make it in a size, say it's 42 long. Yeah, it's a 42 long, but they don't know if you're 42 long and you're chubby or if you're thin. So they make it in a box based on the typical measurements for a person that's a 42 long. So once you get that suit jacket that's a 42 long, now once you have it, you take it to a cleaner's or a tailor, and you let them take it in for you so it can fit your body properly. And when you do that, your image will be very strong. I used to work for a law firm, and I was a research analyst at this law firm, or a conflicts researcher. And for years when I worked there, people thought I was an attorney. And they thought I was an attorney because I was dressed very well. I was dressed better than all the attorneys that were at that office and probably any other office that they had. And that wasn't my focus, but because of that, they assumed that I was, probably some partner or something because I was dressed very well. So my image in that environment, it afforded me a lot of interactions with people that wouldn't have said one word to me if I wasn't dressed well. It's been countless times where I've been out just hanging out and I'm dressed very well. I got on, a couple of name brand pieces. that I could afford at the time. A couple stuff that's off-brand, but it's tailored to fit me well. A couple custom pieces that I may have had in my my wardrobe collection. But with me having all that stuff and wearing it, people would automatically be drawn to me, or they would look at me and say, who is that guy? And of course, because I'm 6'8", people would assume that I'm in some professional sports league, and I wasn't. But because I was dressed well, I had a strong image, and I had a good presence, people would treat me with a certain level of respect and deal with me a certain way. And it was only because of my image. So I know people that are very intelligent, and they sit in the background and watch someone like me get the attention that they've actually worked for. And I only know one small piece of wisdom that they may have not gotten over the years is your image is the strongest tool in your life. Use it. It belongs to you. Confidence Community.